The third one on our list of data types are Booleans. So let me write that down. Booleans. Booleans represent a logical entity and can only have two values. It can only be true or false. That's it. It doesn't have numbers like 1, 2, 3 to infinity, or strings. We can keep adding values to strings, create as many different strings we want. Booleans only have two possible values, true or false. That's it. As you'll come to know, these are important values when it comes to adding logic to our programs. With just two values, you can create a complex system of loops and conditions. This type is commonly used to store yes or no values. True means yes, correct, or something like that. It's also sometimes known as 1. So true or 1 means yes or correct. And then of course false is no, incorrect, and it's represented by a 0 sometimes. That's it. Let me give you an example of a Boolean. So let's create a variable called const is cool. This variable is going to say if a person is cool or not. And we are going to set it to true at the beginning. That's it. The person is cool. True means yes, correct. Something is correct. That's it. So if we were to console log is cool, what do you think we would get? Well, we get true, right? And then we can test it off with type of is cool, and we do get Boolean. That means that it's a standard data type. But let me show you something cool we can do with Booleans. We can create if statements. Of course, we still didn't learn if statements, but I'm going to just show you this cool little example, which we are going to learn later on. So we can say const, and then in the condition, we're going to put this Boolean. So if the condition in here is true, then we are going to render this code which we have below. And then in there, I'm going to say console log and something like, hi man, you're cool. Oh, and notice this little thing. Since we created a string with a single quote, this little quotation mark threw us out of the string. That's not great. So what we can do is we can exchange this for double quote, and we should be good to go. Great. Now we can also add an else, and we can say console log, let's say, oh, hi, that's it. The person is not cool. So if we do that and save, what do you think? Which console log are we going to see? Since is cool is true, this if statement runs and we get only the console log, hi man, you're cool. But if we switch this to false, you're going to see, oh, hi, which means that we have Boolean false, and in here we didn't enter this if statement. As you can see, this is just a simple example, but in here we have some logic. So depending on many different Booleans, we'll be able to create complex systems. Boolean values also come as a result of comparisons. So what do I mean when I say that? Let's say that we have an age. So a variable, a number variable called age, and we're going to set it to 20. Console.log age, and we can say larger than 20. So is the age larger than 20? Notice how I said in my head is something. Yes, it is, right? Yes means true. So whenever you're asking yourself question, is this larger than 20 or is it not? Let's do 19 just to make sure. So is age, which represents 20, larger than 18? True. Yeah, it's correct. So as you may assume, this is going to return Boolean true. So you can see a number in comparison with some other number returns true. We can also make is lower than, and we are going to get false. That's it when it comes to Booleans.